want us to listen to the fashion season. There are spring seasons for us that we find ourselves in. I want to, how do we present ourselves with fashion in anything, right? Today is one of those days that when you are in fashion, when you have a lazy day, when your day doesn't allow you to do anything, but there is that expectancy. That expectancy today is about business. And about business today has me get up and has me quickly introduce my day. And when you are used to introducing your day in a way that you are fine when you are introducing it, in a way that you feel physically fine when you are introducing yourself, that are expecting you to introduce yourself. In business, we learn that this day is a business day for me, RIBEA ELISE. I've educated on my Instagram page that this specific day on a fashion book Saturday, a fashion book Sunday is a business day for my AWOKH business. Whatever I decide to introduce in fashion on that day, whether my fashion wants me to stand nude in that day, whether I'm just posting what I'm doing at that day in AWOKH business, when the expectancy are there, and you are having to present, then it is you allowing yourself in your day. Sometimes when our day are exhausting us, sometimes when our day are tiring us, sometimes when our day wants us to just lay, then actually we are sometimes losing so much physical strength. And then actually we are losing out so much. And what fashion education in its season, what I'm presenting in fashion today, how I'm deciding to present fashion in our season, I'm reminding the fashion woman, the fashion man, that today had to learn to allow themselves. Fashion business is a journey with you, a journey that becomes part of your life journey. It's everything you seasons with how you journey on earth. And when you are allowing yourself into the room of what I explain on my business about, and that are to me my business about fashion opinion. And there are to me my womb, Mama Anna my universe womb opinion in the fashion of our daily design. Of how do we decide to design our day today? Of what would I, RIBEA ELISE, have had on today? What do I feel fine wearing? What do I feel comfortable wearing? And let me acknowledge myself in every part of my AWOKH business, in every part of those fashion photos. And let me tell you that every part of what I'm presenting there, I would actually wear just like that. Some of those tops that I wear with the tummy out, I would actually wear on the beach. And then every part of introducing me is me explaining, this is me on this journey. And this is sometimes things that I don't want to do, but I'm fine doing that. And so is a day that you really physically don't feel fine, and that you really don't allow yourself to lay down. Even if you get up and you like me with the orange shirt, lovely tucked around the waist, the lovely shorts on, out to outdoors and onto the beach, feeling physically fine and allowing yourself into your day, is you presenting your fashion opinion in your season. It's you walking your journey in your season. It is everything you seasons. And today I want us to allow ourselves into the room of our seasons. And if your season physically makes you tired, if your season are physically exhausting to you, then allow yourself to get up. Because in this day, I educate my AWOKH business. And that my AWOKH day is the daylight that comes forth every day. And allowing myself to be there is a journey that I share with everyone. It is that no matter how physically weak we feel, as long as the day comes forth, we were expected to be part of this journey, being human beings and being part of every part of the universe. When they expect you, educate in the year 2022, people of color, there's an expectancy. And when there's an expectancy, always be ready to present your season, to present your day. However you decide to give your passion opinion. This journey allows us into the room with everyone. Passion is one journey that allows us also into the room with everyone. The journey of humanity on earth allows us to be in the room with one another. Whether we want to or whether we don't want to, we learn on social media. If we don't want to, then we block someone off of our social media page. And then we don't press play. But sometimes we are born in the Mama Universe womb, and sometimes some people, Mama Universe, don't give a choice. If Mama Universe says to you that Mama Anna Pilanda's house is Mama Universe house, then you press play on those videos. If Mama Universe says to you, yeah, I'm introducing RIBEA ELISE for so many much reasons on this earth. However, Mama Universe decides to introduce Mama Anna Pilanda's house. However, Mama Universe decides to introduce RIBEA ELISE. And then Mama Universe have an expectancy for human beings to say that I have heard your request, Mama Universe, and I have pressed like on a video, and I have pressed play. Such is the parenting womb of this universe. Such is those things that Mama Universe really sometimes don't negotiate. Such are those things that we look today on this earth, and the animals are looking different than the human beings. For a very important reason. If humanity don't want to be on earth, then humanity can be made an animal in the universe. And Mama Universe are walking a very kind journey with us, the human beings, being part of the universe. And when certain human beings are not fine, I said loudly this morning in my house, New Zealand, if you all do not know what the Mama Universe womb means, then get to learn, but don't disturb my house's communication through television with loud shoutings of South African people that shout behind New Zealand television into my house. That swears through New Zealand television into my lounge room. That those South Africans that were against me, that I do not know that were against my Mama Anna Pilanda's womb. It is time that they learn that they cannot kill the womb out. It is time that they learn that the world is not a world that you can just think that you can kill someone out. And that New Zealand Maoris, if they don't accept my Mama Anna Pilanda, my universe womb journey, then this New Zealand doesn't actually belong to them. It actually belongs to Mama Universe. And we are on an earth where we all have to learn to get along. I said something interesting on my Instagram page on one of our relationship videos. That I said to my husband, are you committed? That the marriage vow to us mean, are you committed? And whether I said those were the words, or whether Mama Universe parents it in the house of marriage, that this earth are actually for everyone. And that those people on this earth that learn to want to trace the Mama Universe womb out because they want to steal it for the Maori house. Mama Universe are parenting in this day in New Zealand, and that this RIBEA ELISE are not going to be killed out, and this womb of a vote are not going to be stolen and paid for anyone. And that on this earth, Mama Universe has birthed the womb greatly amongst humanity. Whether humanity wants to be introduced to it or not, whether some people want to accept it or not. Such is the journey of this amazing great womb. And while South Africa have oppressed our house in oppressions, and while they try to harm my brothers out, Mama Universe parents are one important parenting on this earth. And that no one just kills out the way that they want to and the way that they decide to. One of the Brixton family values sisters, Tracy, said in one of her videos, and Tracy are deceased today because the world thought they could kill the Brixton family out. And then the world came to trace RIBEA, and that also his mother also looks like Mama Braxton. And they look like they're the same in the Mama Universe womb. And Tracy Braxton said one important thing to the whole world before she was deceased. She said that those people They think they can do with others just what they want to. And are not in a world that they can just do and treat other people the way that they want to. And America wrote the columns that people in this world look at Tracy Brixton and look at a mother that looks like Mama Anna Philander, Mama Universe, whom in the world want to steal the womb communications. And I had to sit in the Brixton family values education room to learn how the world are challenging their household. To learn because we are one family in the womb. To learn what humanity are busy with. So that where I'm at, we do not feel isolated or oppressed, but we allow ourselves to present ourselves in our days. It's one thing for the Maoris to have traced my Mama Anna Philander, whom the Maoris have colored South Africa, and they have intermarried. And many years in Africa and in the international world, they have traced the Mama Universe, whom, like the colored people of South Africa. I'm colored interborn, but I don't only present one color. We are an international womb in the international world. And whoever have traced out our household to steal our womb's communications and to disrupt our daughters and to disrupt our sons, I am today to say to the international world that this RIBEA ELISE in my Mama Anna Philander, Mama Universe womb on this earth, we present our own journey. We present ourselves in every discussion of leadership in this world. Whether I sit on my AWOKH page and I make it clear to this world that no one is going to lead over our womb. Where I sit on AWOKH business, I lead by example. And no one is chasing no one's opinion out of this room. Because this earth that we are standing on are wombed in a certain way. And whether the world wants to acknowledge the womb or not, the Chinese government will appreciate the platform of social media, the platform to present yourself, the platform for your opinion that is actually presenting your Mama Universe on this earth. That has given us the opportunity to lead in this world in our womb. Whether the world wants to acknowledge the womb or not, the world are going to learn that parenting are required on this earth. That the disruption, that the wars, that the poverties on this earth are not allowed. And whether the world wants to invite us into the room of leadership or not, we lead this world through our social media pages by presenting our every wombs. And those leaders that lead has to press play and they have to implement what I educate and what our household educates according to leadership in the international world. And the South African government, together with the European government that has my sister Antoinette in leadership, they're in the European offices of the council. And then the leadership position was ended because the world wanted to send her to Japan. And whether Japan agrees or doesn't agree with the womb, everyone is going to learn to treat the womb with respect. No one is going to send my sister into an endangered environment and she doesn't realize that they are arguing around the womb. That she's at the council because she's leading in the international womb. My sister told me that she's going to have her daughter also be employed at the council office of England because that is us presenting our opinion. And therefore, Rishi Sunak of India that wanted to stand in leadership in the year 2022, the year 2023, to oppress our womb's opinion while my sister was at the council offices busy leading. And she was not in a leadership role completely, but how they wanted to put her in a leadership role, how they want to treat me, RIBEA in New Zealand. And Rishi Sunak and I made a request and I said, you need to step down because our womb are presenting and we are actually representing ourselves. And when we lead, then no one comes to stand in front of us. New Zealand that inaugurated a queen a few days ago to come and stand in front of me, RIBEA ELISE's opinion. My opinion are not going to be disregarded in the womb of Mama Universe and this earth being a human being. My Mama Anna Philander's opinion are by no way is going to be disregarded. This whole world has been in too much oppression to New Zealand Maori people. This earth has been in too much wars for us to sit aside and to allow someone else to lead and to have an opinion about our wombs. our wombs are my universe womb, then we are presenting and representing ourselves. New Zealand government had to take Jacinda Ardern out of leadership offices in the year 2023 because I was busy leading in my AWOKH business. And New Zealand government was directed by me to make a standpoint where my womb's opinion in this New Zealand presents the international office opinion. And this RIBEA ELISE's womb, womb, are not going to be disregarded in any leadership decisions on this earth. And therefore, while New Zealand did another imposing, while they were opposed to a womb in this New Zealand's leadership office of the international world, New Zealand were inaugurating another queen woman, so that my opinion and my social media education does not matter. But I have made a firm and direct request to Auckland New Zealand leadership that the queen that they have inaugurated a few days ago, that the queen quickly step aside, and that our opinion are only implemented in Auckland, New Zealand, until Auckland, New Zealand gets every process right. One of the processes in Auckland, New Zealand that I've mentioned that they have to get right is the Work and Income Officers New Zealand. Those officers are war communications. Those officers are putting the international world in poverty, and I do not agree with those officers. I do not agree with the presence of how they are managing the Work and Income Officers in New Zealand. They are putting households into financial circumstances so that you go onto the Work and Income Office database. And the moment that you are going onto the database, and then you are actually being investigated as to why you are not employed in a country like New Zealand. And that investigation are impacting the international world into wars. And New Zealand are imposing punishments on international countries based on work and income New Zealand. And therefore the Maori queen that was inaugurated a few days ago, she's not going to stand in the way of any of my leadership educations. And that's where I'm at with fashion today. And that's how I feel today. And South Africa is going to have to learn when they communicate into New Zealand, and then they don't send communications that are oppressive to the international world. Because New Zealand is the international office and the very first opinion of office processes in every country and in every part of the international world. And everyone in this country are going to learn to implement processes that are fair, processes that are fine to every part of the international world. Whether they want to accept and listen to my educations as people in the country, I really do not care. But as the legislative folk of the international world, my opinions are a legislative acknowledgement, and that the legislative house of the world has to acknowledge every part of my universe womb. And thank you for those people that are following processes over the few years that I've been educating on AWOKH business. Thank you to those countries that are implementing everything that I'm saying. Thank you for the teams that took Jacinda Ardern off of the parliamentary seat, where Jacinda Ardern had to resign because he was suppressing my womb's opinion. Everyone who stands in leadership has to learn how to stand next to the womb and how to not stand in front of the opinion. When you stand in front, then you can disregard anything that I'm educating. And I always educate that our womb are preventative to wars. When a womb, Mama Anna Philander, has been born on earth, then it means the preventative to war processes are going to have to be implemented the whole time. And that every discussion that the international world has, they have to recognize our education. They have to acknowledge every part of our journey on this earth. And they cannot impose wars on countries unless they have listened to how do I feel about what is happening in a certain country. The news educates us on a daily basis. How does Mama Anna Philander house feel? What do we learn by Googling in an RIBEA, by Googling in an Antoinette, from what Mama Anna Philander's house would say about the journey on earth for everyone? Therefore, for those leaders that just wanted to divert off of information, we are in a year where we have to acknowledge the womb in its completeness. And when no part of our communications and education are going to be disregarded in any way, shape, and form. Therefore, New Zealand government, the Queen of New Zealand that was inaugurated, because they wanted to disrupt my communications, I'm going to kindly request that your information and your education as a queen in the Maoriness just stands in the Maoriness of New Zealand. And therefore, I still want the world to tomorrow listen to our working income officers processes in New Zealand and how it's affecting the international world. There's a lot of people that walks into working income offices of New Zealand. There's Muslim people in New Zealand, there's Indians, there's Africans, there's people from every part of the world, Pakistanis, South Africans, we are all here in the offices. And once we find ourselves unemployed and we have to walk into the working income offices, then investigations are imposed because New Zealand is the international office of the international world. And therefore, we're going to discuss those investigations. We're going to discuss how wars were affected by the working income officers of New Zealand. And that no one just puts a household into poverty in New Zealand to want to send households to the working income door to go and knock for monies. And that we're going to discuss all of those matters tomorrow. And while we are in today, let us allow ourselves to introduce and to present our everyday, however we journey the day on earth. And that is it, everyone. Have an amazing Fashion Book Sunday with me, RIBEA, ELISE.